Hello, hello, my fellow mini-notch programmers. It's RealTouchGML here, back with another Java tutorial, and today we will be continuing with our Java game development, and for the beginner. And hopefully you understand this code right here. If you don't know any of this, then go ahead and check out the description for the last tutorial, and it will bring you there. And if you haven't seen that tutorial, then that description will take you to another tutorial. So this is number 3. So today we're actually going to be starting with our main class. Now you may be thinking to yourself, wait a second, this class is named main class. Well, yes it is, because that's the class that we start out with, but we're actually going to be going into creating a new class, and all of our stuff will be in there. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So go ahead and right click on your package, which is com.realtouchgml.source. That could be different for you. New class, and for the name, you can see our package is already there. For the name, I'm just gonna name this game. Oh, there we go. So it auto generates a file for us, which is called game. And what we're gonna do right off the bat is, up in our public class game, we're going to extends jpanel. Now this just this is how we're going to be able to see the window with this jpanel. Now next, what we're going to do is we're going to create a constructor for our class. Now a constructor is, once this class is being constructed, this is what it's going to call. It's kind of like again like the create event for our game maker. So how you do that is you just say public and then game, 2 parentheses, and the brackets. And in here, anything you set in here will start off to happen right when this is created. But actually, if we go and do a test here, we do system.out.println, and we'll just say game. Now that will go ahead and we can see it in the console. So if we run it, as you can see, wait a second, we're actually not it's not saying it in console, and that is because we have to call it in our main class here. It doesn't run through all the classes automatically. You have to call them. So all we have to do is say frame.add new game, and this adds our game, and we have to create it. We say new because we have to create it as a new game. If we were to just say game, it would say, oh, there's no game though, so we got to create it new. So now if we run it, as you can see, we have game down here, and it only says it once because in the create event, if you're familiar with GameMaker, it only starts out by doing it once. So in here we're gonna say set focusable to true. Now this actually does a couple things. One of the main things though that it does is that it allows you to, when you run your game here, you don't have to click on the screen and then you can control everything. Right when you run it, you can actually control it right off the bat. So as you can see, we have actually a yellow underline under our game, and if you saw last tutorial, you will know that there's a yellow underline anything, that means it's not being used. So if you hover over it, you will see add default serial version ID, add generated serial version ID, and add signs press warnings serial to game. We're actually only going to be adding the default serial version ID, and this is going to ID our class. So go ahead and delete that. You don't have to. That's just, you don't need it. So I would recommend having that. So next, what we're going to do here is we're going to create our paint class. Now this, or not class, our method, and this method is going to, or function I should say, is going to allow us to paint things onto the screen. So we're going to say public void paint, and in these parameters you actually need something that's called a graphics G, and then you can go ahead and put brackets around that. Now you can do is you're going to just hover over graphics and press import, and then again import something up there for you. Same with the jpanel. put those together. Now this is what we're using, and then this is the variable. So this can be anything you want, just like our frame, but usually people just go with G. So what we're actually going to do here is, first off, we're going to say super.paint G. So super actually means your super class, which is our main class. So that's going to refer to that, which is going to paint with G, the variable. So now we're also going to do graphics 2D G2D equal, we're going to add a cast system, graphics 2D G. I'll explain what this means. Go ahead and import the graphics real quick though. And what this means is we're actually going to be transferring our graphics into a graphics 2D function. And graphics 2D is just all in all better to use than graphics. So we set graphics 2D, that's what we're using. We set the variable name to G2D, and we use a cast system, which means we're converting our graphics into a graphics 2D. So we're converting this G variable into, which is normally a graphics variable, and we're converting that into a graphics 2D variable. So now whenever you want to draw something, then all you have to do is G2D dot, and then all of your stuff is right here that you can do. So that's probably going to be it for this tutorial. Next tutorial we will implement our game loop. So go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next time.